Hello, and welcome. Hello, and okay. Round of applause for me. I love it. Okay, hello, and welcome to Shady Talk Wednesday. How is everybody doing out there today? I am so glad you are all able to enjoy me today. I am here again on this Wednesday because not only because it's this Wednesday, but it is still, we are representing Women History Month. Yes, give it up for Women History Month. Yes. Also, because it's Women History Month, I would like to introduce my special guest that we have here on today. Sister United Bike Club is in the building with me today. Yes. We have Miss. You know what? I'm gonna let you guys introduce yourself, and just I just give them your name. So I'm gonna turn it over to you guys because I know I'll start talking all day and then I won't give y'all a chance to talk. So I want to introduce the ladies. I want to let the ladies introduce themselves today. So who I have with me on my couch today?
So my name is Kima. I am a member of Sisters United Bike Club. I'm glad to be here with another sister, and I'll let her introduce who she is.
Yes, thank you for having us. My name is Deborah, and I am also a member of Sisters United Bike Club.
Okay. So, of course, sisters, I'm going to call y'all my sisters for today, too, as well. So I wanted to have you ladies on this podcast today because not only, like I said, we're celebrating Women History Month, but I feel like seeing women in a bike club, it also represent a sisterhood. It also represent girl power. It just looks like it's just such a nice thing when you see women coming together. I love to see how y'all be well coordinated with y'all little cute little biker sets and y'all little helmets. And, so I said, you know what, this month I wanted to get some women on that I feel like can represent Women Month history. So I said, let me get the biker girls on here today. As you can see, my guy who does the actual show, Marv, he thought that I was gonna have like some motorcycle chicks coming up in here, bringing in motorcycles and your leather coats and stuff on like that. But I told him no, we're not going that far. We just got our women who rides regular bicycles, which are cyclers, right? Mm-hmm. You women are cyclers. So let's talk cyclists. So let's talk a little bit about being in a bike club. But before that, I just want to ask you ladies, how is your sisterhood outside of the biker club?
So I guess I'll start with just saying a little bit about how we started, and I could just dive right into that. So we started around the pandemic time, and initially when I joined, I thought I had a good bike. I got a good deal for it. I got my bike from Walmart. Mm-hmm. I thought I was doing something. And I realized, oh, no, this is not the correct bike. You need a road bike, which is different from a $150 Walmart bike. So let's just start there. But I would say since joining, I have really grown to love cycling. But let me back up. I always liked to ride my bike as a kid. Yeah. But cycling as an adult is just so freeing. When I'm riding, sometimes I'm just in a zone and I'm doing different things. I could be praying, I could be listening to music, looking at the direction of traffic. But it's such a relaxing activity, and it also promotes health, which is something that I think now is a good time to start promoting that because we want longevity, right? We want to be able to live longer. We want to make sure we're putting the right things in our body. So I just think cycling with other women too and other men, it's empowering to see it. And it seems like after the pandemic, it really picked up and a lot of clubs opened up and we were just out there on the road. I mean, cycling in the streets, in the parks, and it's something that I never thought that I would be a part of at this age.
Oh, okay. So now let me ask you this. So when you're saying, so that's what I was trying to ask. How did you girls actually get together to form like a cycling club? Like how did you how did you ladies meet? Who came up with let's start riding bikes? Let's be a sisterhood. So how did you ladies come up with that at first? How did it all get started? Deb?
It actually got started from Brothers United. Brothers
Okay.
United started first, and then they thought, well, there was a large group of guys riding together, and it was like, well, we need to get a girls group. And they got some girls from the Patterson area to start the group, and it just kind of grew from there, because now we're Patterson, Newark, Roselle, Linden. We're on all cities in New Jersey. So that's where we kind of started from. So that's where we got our names from. Sisters United. Shout out to Brothers United.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so it's like a brother and a sisterhood.
Yes.
So you guys have guys that also cycle with you as well when you guys are cycling.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So to bring that back about the bicycle itself, where you were saying that you had to learn that you just wouldn't be able to just grab it's not called a 10 speed, right? Is it a 10 speed? No. Okay. See, that's how old school I am. I'm thinking, okay, if I wanted to join the club, like I go and I purchase me like a Walmart bike and, just get me a bike and I'm assuming get a little helmet. So let's talk about that. So you were saying that with joining a cycling club is not like a simple bike that you can get. It's kind of like so the bike is called like a road bike, basically.
It's a road bike. There's all different types. Some people have bikes that cost more than $7,000
as a bicycle.
as a bicycle. Yeah. You can take this thing. It can be an addiction, and you can really spend a lot of money in the cycling community because people really take it serious. They've improved since the pandemic, I would say. I mean, people have more than one bike now.
So now in order to actually to join the bike club, so we do need to know in case any of you ladies want to join a bike club, because I'm looking to join a bike club as well too. So now I know that I have to have a certain type of bicycle and I have to spend a certain amount of money on a bicycle.
Yes.
So I might just be y'all parole dog in my car, the person who just handing y'all the waters for when y'all on those road bikes, because I ain't got.
Because we do have something called is it a SAG?
Yep, a SAG, right. A SAG.
So they kind of ride in their cars and they make sure, everybody's okay. They don't need anything. So that position is open.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I think we all started there. So it's okay to start there. We all started there.
Okay, as far as like...
I remember when I joined and I went and bought a hot pink bike because I couldn't wait to get out there. Bike was heavy.
Okay.
I couldn't pedal. It was just whatever.
Was that your first road bike?
It was a mountain bike, actually.
Mine was too.
It was a mountain bike I started with. And then once you get out there and you learn, it can be an expensive hobby, but I think I always say to people, it depends on why you're riding. For me, it's therapy. So it's just like spending money on a therapist. So
I like to hear that. I like the fact that you're saying with just being a bike rider, is kind of like therapeutic to you ladies, I guess, like while you're riding and just thinking and just or you maybe not really thinking about some of the things, like if you had like a stressful week, and also too I can imagine that after riding you kind of very energetic, just feeling a lot different. I'm sure it has a lot to do with weight loss with riding. So okay, so I see you have on your top of your uniform. So what made you ladies pick pink and black? How did you ladies come up with that?
I want to believe Brothers United wear red, black, and white.
Okay.
So I want to believe that's where the pink, black, and white came from.
Okay. So this year, I hear that you are the vice president and you are the president.
Yes.
Okay, so, shout out to them. Yes, give them a round of applause. Yes, I like that. So, I guess when you ladies are in the club, you guys take turns where you kind of take other, what is it, like?
Other roles?
Yeah, other roles that you get to play in the bike club. So, as far as being a vice president and a president, tell me what's your role? What role do you play as far as like the positions you now hold?
So I would say, I think as the president and the vice president, and with Deb and my personality, I think it's more about um, getting the sisterhood together and just getting out there, not one person, being a team.
Okay.
We lead, but we have so many other phenomenal riders and sisters that we kind of like to just have camaraderie, do things together, ride together, and just promote that togetherness and that sisterhood. And I would just say the title is there, but really in reality, it's really a sisterhood and it's really a team effort to put on season openers, anniversary rides. It really takes the group because we are nothing without the rest of the members.
Oh, I think that was so special.
Yeah.
I think that's nice. And see, that's the part that I love, that I feel like, different type of sisterhoods, coming together and understanding that everybody plays a part in it, even if someone holds a title. And I love the fact that you ladies feel like how you just represented everybody as far as like being on a team. It's just not about a vice president or a president. You ladies kind of communicate with one another to put events together, so how does that go as far as like meetups and, how do you guys schedule like riding, and what do you do when the winter is here? Well, I know you can't ride in the winter, but do you guys come together and do other activities together? Do you guys do different things in the community, or do you guys plan to do different things like when the weather is bad in the community? So how do you guys go about that when you're not riding? What takes place when the weather or the season is kind of where you can't ride anymore?
Well, we meet monthly.
Okay.
To plan when we're not on our bikes. We meet monthly to plan for the new season. Outside of that, many of us are in the gym. Some of us are on trainers at home just to kind of stay conditioned so that when we get back out there, we're kind of starting at a place we want to start, right? So I've had those seasons where I did nothing, and then you have to fight your way back.
It's tough.
But in regards to what happens for the club, it's pretty much just about meeting. We have an executive board that meet, discuss things, and members input. We put everything out there. Keys with her technology has been a huge help for us.
Okay.
Sign up Genie, so everybody feels a part. Everybody gets to. One thing I do know is the skill set with this group of women is phenomenal.
Okay.
And so just using them all,
Yes.
to make it work,
Yes.
Okay.
has been, I think, what keeps us where we are.
So
And
now,
I think we would be remiss not to mention that we also have a phenomenal road captain, Samantha. She's not here with us today, but she's a great rider.
Okay.
And I'm so glad that she is the road captain because she has great leadership ability. And when she gets on that bike, Samantha is gone.
So when you say a road leader, tell me what a road leader is in the group. Like, I mean, I know it's somebody who probably leads the road, but is that because they're more familiar with where they're going? They're just more suitable on the bike to know how to keep going where they need to go. So what is a road leader?
So a road captain
Or a road captain?
is someone who normally leads the rides.
Okay.
They normally lead the practice rides. They know the route. They make sure everyone is okay. And they basically just lead the ride and make sure no one is left behind or left out. Because as we get back into the season, I'm sure even with me getting on my bike for the first couple of times, you need your road captain, you need your team to kind of push you. Those hills are tough, but Samantha has proven she's good on hills, she's good on flat, and she just has great leadership ability.
So how do you guys pick where you going? Does the road captain pick the ride of the day, or once again you ladies come together and figure out, which way you are going to go for that day, which park, which place? Because I know, being that there are a lot of different bike clubs out there, I know I have seen different bike clubs together. So I'm quite sure y'all kind of know when there's certain things going on with different bikers that y'all all, come together and join and ride together. But as far as like your own personal group, when it comes to just y'all riding, or do y'all always ride with others, or do y'all always, okay, so sometimes it is just with you, just the group itself. So how do you plan where you're going to ride to? Like, how do you know? How do you pick?
Well, we have also the last 2 years we had Michelle and Atir, who are also some really good riders we have, and they kind of use some of the brothers to help them come up with rides for our particular rides, like our season opener or our anniversary ride. Then we create the route. Michelle was really the person who kind of held that together for us for the last 2 years. Shout out to Michelle. And and so we kind of have some routes down pat. We're looking to create some new ones this year, so we're in some talks with Brothers United trying to figure that out, because we want to ride more in the Bergen County area as well, so that the sisters who are up on this end have that opportunity, because a lot of times they're traveling down Newark area, so we're just trying to make it even killed.
Oh, okay. So that's another thing that you ladies have to come to. You have to come to a middle from where everybody's from, because everybody is not, unfortunately, from the same town. So you guys do have to, come from a middle. Also, too, I've noticed, too, when I see people that ride bikes, not only is the bikes expensive, but I see you guys have things on the back of your cars that the bikes are sitting on. So it's like
The bike racks.
even the racks and the things like that you have to, the sneakers, the footwear, that you guys have to be prepared for, to ride. So how does that begin? So at the beginning of being a rider, do you start off with regular footwear and then you graduate into another footwear? How does that go? You know what? It just seems so, it's so cute at the same time, because I feel like, it's so different from the way I would look at bike riding, because I've tried to get on a bike and I'm telling you, just getting back up there from having doing it in so many years, I'm like, wow, my back is hurting, like trying to sit up. I'm so used to, because even when I was a little girl, my favorite bike was a Huffy. I had like a Huffy bike. So, I never really was a 10-speed type of girl. So it's like when I try to just ride it just for exercise, just for fun, which it does feel good, just riding in the wind and just, just feeling that wind while it's blowing while you're riding. But I remember one time I was riding and, I felt like, wow, where is the finish line? Because sometimes when you start off at these parks, you're in that wind and you're feeling good and, and now you're like, wait a minute, like when is the end of the road coming here? And when you're riding with a rider, sometimes that doesn't affect them, because their whole thing is like, no, we got to keep going, is, maybe about 20 minutes more. And it's like 20 minutes more, I'm ready to get off the bike and walk now. So it's like, I feel like even with bike riding, it's also a mental thing. Yeah. It's a mental thing. So do you ladies feel like when you first started riding that you had to ride for such a long distance, or you started off with short distance? Like coming into a club, like if I came into the club and let's just say that y'all had a day picked out with riding, and because I'm new, and I know sometimes when it's different riders, or do you guys do personal, I don't want to say training, but do you guys take the time to just get people who's not used to riding or haven't rode a bike in a while? Do you guys have certain time frames, or somebody who does that with people who's just joining the club, or they have to just jump in and just go with the flow?
No. So our whole goal is to get sisters on bikes. So clearly anyone who's starting new may not have the same skill set as, say, myself or any of the other members. Definitely not, Kima, but we do make sure that they have the support. The one thing that I think that attracted me to the community as a whole, they never left you. It was always, and so we were struggling in the beginning,
Yes.
But you always had someone who stuck it out with you. You get back to the park, everybody's there sitting around. You just get
back. So you consider that being like, was that a time that you didn't know how long the ride was going to be? And
I think you knew. You just was challenging yourself.
Okay.
Just trying to push yourself so that you
Okay.
can get there.
Okay.
Right. And for the most part, you do. It's just how long? How long does it take?
And I would say, we started riding. We thought 5 to 10 miles. We were like doing something. I did 10 miles. I did 12 miles. But once you start getting in there, people can do 25, 50, 100. I mean, people ride in the city. These cyclists are serious.
I know. I see them.
They are serious. So your goal is always to just be better. And to be better, you literally got to get on your bike. Because even though we're in the gym, you still need to get out physically on that bike. It's a different animal.
Now, is it an age range as far as like cycling? Is it what would you consider like, or what's the age ranges? I would say like for your club, like what's the different age ranges? Like, do y'all have like young people and middle aged people? So it's just different.
It's different ages.
It's just different ages. Just whoever feel like they can get on that bike at whatever age and go ahead and just
and get going
and get going with it.
The best part about it, you have a lot of encouragement. I remember, and I'm sure I still will struggle this season, but the hills just kill me because it's not just about pedaling up the hills, learning how to maneuver your bike and just the handles. And you really have to train yourself on how to use your bike. Just getting used to this bike versus a Huffy or, a different type of bike from Walmart. It's just a different vibe. But once you get into like once the season gets started and you're out there and you see people encouraging you to go and you see these road captains out there that are serious, it's really motivating.
And see, that's what I like once again about you ladies talking about the sisterhood of bike riding, because sometimes just hearing like being a bike rider or being a bike rider, it can sound simple, but it's so much. But what I love about it is because it does help. The way you ladies are giving a conversation is very motivating. I love the fact that even with the name Sister United, I feel like that word, the way you talking is like a sister thing. I love the fact how you came up here representing all the ladies just as a whole, and even pointing some out, individually of the things that they do. I love the fact how you talked about even the guys, bringing the guys and saying how, the guys got you started, the guys got your back, and just how women, when you ladies are riding, how nobody leaves you. So because when you think about women empowerment or sisterhood, sometimes you always think that it's about getting dressed up and, getting together with some girls and, going out. But to see the different things that you can get into to be a sisterhood, and it's motivational and it's healthy and it's, an experience, to me, I think that's just major. That's major. That's a great thing to do. And I hope you ladies continue to, grow in your club and, meet other women, and, hopefully that this podcast show will encourage other females and let them know what biking, being a cyclist is about. And other people will want to join. I just think it's a beautiful thing, that this is something out here for women to also get together. And it also sounds like, even with having a sisterhood on, that ride bikes, that you ladies can also be sisters outside of cycling at time, like communicate. And, I just think that it's always a great platform where you can find women or sisterhood, or just women just women to get with, to know that you could just feel that you have a friend, feel that there's somebody, because I feel like some of us women, sometimes we go through so much without nobody, or just not having somebody, or just always feel like you just gotta meet friends from another part of the world, when right here it shows you with just women getting together on bikes, you could meet each other and empower one another and just, become friends eventually and, do things together. And, so do you ladies have anything planned to do this summer with the cycling? Like anything interesting coming up? Or, how do you ladies plan to get into, some of the things that you want to bring this year to the cycling club? What are some of the things you want to bring this year?
I think more awareness to who we are. So
Okay.
thank you for this opportunity as well.
Okay.
This is like step one, so that we can provide opportunities and people can see where we are and they
Right.
can get out and get on their bikes. But we also are big on community service.
Okay.
So we do at least 3 or 4 big community service projects throughout the year. There are some organizations that we do feminine hygiene products. We've actually got on our bikes and rode all of them there behind a big truck. We did a book fair for children in shelters. So the community service piece is big for us as well. And that is something we wanted to expand on this year.
Okay. And listen, for those who are watching, if you want to call in, the call-in number is 862-621-9536. Feel free to call in, ask any questions about cycling or, how to join, how to be a part of a cycling female club with Sister United. I'm sure their doors is open for women to join them. So feel free to call in and talk to us. And thank you to everybody on Facebook who is chiming in with us and listening to us. I see we got Janice Miller up there. I know Janice was one of y'all. She's one of y'all
Yes.
sisters too.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, let's hear a little bit about Let's hear a little bit about Janice. She's watching. Hey, Janice.
Janice is just a phenomenal person, and Janice is actually a really good cyclist. Janice, she gets going on that bike.
Okay.
She gets going on that bike, but she's very encouraging, and Janice has become one of my friends because she's just a pleasant person to be around. She really is.
I think for me, just being within Sisters United, there being some sisters are being honored tomorrow. Janice being one of them, Kima being one of them, just being a part of these women have been really different from me. I came kicking and screaming kind of because I'm just kind of an introvert. So when I first came, I was just like, oh, I'm just going to see how it is.
Okay.
And to meet all of the women that I've met, and I've grown some real bonds, some real sisterhoods, and then it just became a passion of mine. So shout out to Sisters United.
Yeah.
And see, that's the thing too. I feel like, sometimes getting with women, it can be tough, because you're dealing with different personalities. You just, dealing with different situations. You just never know who's having a good or a bad day. So for the most part, let's just say as you ladies are a cycler, if you're having a bad day, would you choose to still ride a bike to get past your day? Is that something very helpful to help you get
Extreme.
past those type of days?
Definitely for me. Like Deb said, it's definitely therapeutic. And I just think with women, because we deal with so much, life can be so heavy on a woman. Women are mothers. Women are, it's you have to go into it with a positive mindset. Because if someone else is having a bad day, you may be that bright light for them. So if you go into it with a positive mindset, sometimes positivity will just override the negativity. So that's what I feel when I'm around these ladies. It's just the vibes are just to get on that bike, ride, have a good time, and go home. Because once you're done with riding, you're tired. Deb may have a different
How about
take.
you, Deb?
No, yeah, I'm with you there.
Okay.
Whenever I'm having a bad day, the first thing I do is get on my bike.
So let me ask this. Okay, so this is kind of out of the cycling question. What do you ladies do for a living? What is what do you do for a living? So I could just kind of figure out how do you make the time to, ride your bikes? Because I know sometimes too, that's pretty tough. Parents who have children, parents who work, How do you ladies find the time to make time for cycling? So some of the ladies out there or the moms out there or people who working, because just like I said, to hear some of the things that you said, it brings forth of riding like therapeutic, exercising, just sisterhood, just needing that time. And let's just say there are some women that does want those qualities that you bring, but they work a lot or they have children a lot. So how does that work out? How do you ladies maintain or make time for it? Is it a certain job, or like how does the hours go? Most of the ridings, are there on the weekends, or are there after work hours? So they kind of know, in case they do want to join, that they know that, oh, you ain't got to worry about being somewhere at 4 p.m.,
Right,
or
right.
what's the timing? How does that work? It depends.
There's a huge cycling community out there. And so with Sisters United, I think we may do about 5 rides of our own that are our rides, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's so many riders out there, and there's so many other clubs, and so there's always an opportunity to ride. And once the time changes, like now, and it gets darker later, 6 o'clock is usually meet up, so that works for most people to some degree. I work in the school system, so I'm home in the summer, so it kind of really works for me. But there's always an opportunity to ride. That's one thing that I think I enjoy with the cycling community that's out there. There's always someone giving a ride. You have groups that just meet up. And
So when you say you have groups just to meet up, so you're saying like just in case they can't ride with you, there's some type of schedule, or the ladies get to see. So nobody gets offended if your group or somebody in your group rides with somebody else. No. Okay. Okay.
Like Deb said, it is a big cycling community. So sometimes we ride with other clubs.
Okay.
Sometimes they do practice rides and we jump on their practice rides because the other cyclers are also trying to build us too.
Okay.
So it's really not a competition.
Okay.
It's just
That's good
different
to hear.
cycling clubs just doing their thing the way they do it.
Yep. And supporting one another. So, like, we'll have a season opener, which is in June this year, but some of the other clubs are having some starting in April. So we'll be getting out there to support them so that when our time comes. But there's such a huge bond in this community.
It really is.
It's something that I don't think I've ever experienced. Unlike Kima, I'm not in a sorority. So for me, I went to college in New York. It was go home, go to school, go home. This was, I think, my first experience in this kind of setting where it was this many, and it, yeah.
Now, Deb, you're actually from New York, right?
I'm from New York.
Where you from? Brooklyn.
Okay, Brooklyn in the house. Brooklyn in the house. Okay, so how did you meet these Jersey girls?
So I relocated to Jersey in the 90s.
Okay.
Trying to find something different for my children.
Okay.
And then had children young. So my children were off and went to college and the military and I was still young trying to get a life after raising kids.
Okay.
And a dear friend of mine, Michelle, went to church with me. She's the first person who joined. She came telling you've never experienced this before. You got to try it. And there I was, and it has just been ever since.
Yeah.
It has just been ever since.
And I think going back to the question of finding the time, I'm very big on self-care. So anything that I enjoy, I have to make time for it.
Okay.
My job can be demanding, but when you are so passionate about something, nothing ever seems like it's too much. You just do. And I think for me, especially the technology piece, if I can add technology to anything, I want to do that. It just makes things run more efficiently and more effectively. You just need that technology piece. So I'm excited to be doing that and just making the time for that self-care piece, because like I said, when you're out there, you're in a world of your own.
And that's what I like to hear too. Even that, I'm telling you, the self-care part. I'm telling you, it just sounds like we as women just need to join a bike club because it seemed like it have all the beauty to it, to join, especially when we as a certain age like me, 47, where, shout out to me, Marv. Okay, don't slow up on the bell and I'm moving like a turtle, but no. No, but I feel like, sometimes women, we are looking for things to do because there's really not, much to do. And it's no shade to exercising, because I do feel like I have tried to join gyms. I have tried to do exercising by myself. I do like to go to Zumba, but to me, it sounds like, joining a bike club is amazing. It's amazing. It just have so many.
I mean, to be in it and see it is it's beyond what you can imagine when you see people out there in their uniforms. When we wear the Sisters United uniform, because I always
Y'all
said,
look good. I've seen y'all. Y'all look good. You hear me? Especially y'all had y'all little helmets and stuff on. I said, look at them. They ready for war.
I love the uniforms. I always said if I wasn't in technology, I would be probably in some type of law enforcement where I had to wear a uniform. So putting on a uniform and we all just look like one is it's an amazing thing to see.
So Letitia, she said, how far do they ride to build up? I need to do like one block.
Tell her we will do the one block with you and then push you to do the second block, the third block. And you know what? One thing about cycling, you don't know how strong you are. You have no idea. Yes. You may think, how am I going to make it up this hip? You don't know how strong what the body can do is just amazing.
Yeah. So do you feel like the more you ride, the more strength you build?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
I
think.
What was the toughest experience that both of you had in cycling? What was the toughest one? Did you break? Did you feel like you had to keep going? What was the toughest one you feel like you experienced?
I think.
Was it going up hills? Was it?
You know what? I think one of my longest and toughest rides was the ride for Sunshine. Sunshine is also another sister, and I think that ride was 30 miles. Yeah. So that's the farthest I've done. But Deb, let's put the camera on Deb. Deb did 50 miles.
I did.
Wow.
She has. So it's. You can go as far as your mind with. Deb did 50 miles. So Deb, tell us about that.
I literally left home to do 25. That's what the ride said. And I don't know. We got out there, and when I knew anything, I was by Rutgers University, and I'm like, okay. And I did it not knowing, but I did it with a lot of support from the people that I was riding with that Saturday. But I think for me, cycling has been the one thing that lets me know if I put my mind to it, I can do it. And I don't think I've had that experience before. Mostly things that I've done that I felt accomplished came kind of easy or fell in my lap. Cycling, on the other hand, I had to really put my mind to it. And it was my first experience realizing if you put your mind to it, you can make it happen. And so,
definitely.
Now, when you're talking 50 miles, how long is that? Like, what is that?
It's 50 miles.
I know, like, timing. Is that like an hour? Is that
It took us...
Maybe.
Well, when we say 50, it's not, it's not straight. There's some stops and some breaks. It was a summer day. It was kind of warm. So there's some water breaks. So it's some time in between, but it's still 50 miles on a bike.
Yeah.
Pedaling, and it all depends on who you're riding with, how long it takes. I was in the back that time too. It's my first 50, so the timing depends on the slowest rider. But again, the support is so real.
And just to talk more about the support, we have to shout out Elite and Trendsetters. They are definitely like very supportive in the cycling community. Elite. Actually, I started practicing with Elite to build my stamina. Elite takes you on the hills in Montclair and all. I mean, I said, I can't get up. I mean, the hill is straight. It's not a bend. So, but I made it up there, but they pushed me. There was one time, bump from Trendsetters, I was riding, and I felt like I just couldn't pedal anymore. He literally pushed my back up the hill to get me up to the top of the hill. So it's just about never giving up on yourself and just continuously pushing yourself, because you really can do anything you want to do.
But it sounds like it's also very mentally.
It's mental.
Like, you have to really be in it. Now, do you think that when you're having these challenges and because you see your other sisterhood or brotherhood doing it, does that encourage you and make you want to be like, I can't give up, I gotta keep going? So I guess seeing your peers, your sister and your brotherhoods doing it, and you see other people doing it, it's just like, I gotta do it, you know.
Yeah.
And they're so encouraging. Like, they're pushing you. Like, you can do this. You can do this.
Yes.
And I think that's one of the things that helps you to motivate you to kind of keep going as well. I was thinking when you said the bond, I realized as I'm sitting here, we started, as Kima said, during COVID, and we were all home in homes. So when we got out and there were people, I think the bond was so real because, you know, it was like shut the computer down. We were all working from home and let's get to the park. But everybody was so happy to be together because that you didn't have that many opportunities the whole time. And so I think that's what developed the bond in the community itself, in the cycling community itself. And then it's just kind of took on from there.
Well, you know what, ladies? I want to thank you, ladies, for coming on Shady Talk Wednesday and being such inspirational women to the watchers, the followers, to me, you know, giving me more insight about being a cyclist and, you know, wanting to join how to ride. I ain't going to promise y'all, because some of the stuff y'all said, I got to get mentally and physically prepared. See, y'all women look like y'all ready for war. You know,
No,
so
you
you know,
do it.
some women just look like they ready for it. You know, y'all got
can do
that.
it, trust
I
me.
know I could do it, but I'm just saying some people just look like they ready to do it. It's a difference between somebody telling you can do it and people that look like they ready to do it.
I'll tell you
But-
this: if you can't do it, that means you told yourself you can't do it.
Okay. But I will say it was very encouraging. So before we leave out, I just want you ladies to leave a positive messages about becoming a cyclist. Just, you know, just tell our audience and our viewers, you know, how you feel about it. You know, let's get them to connect. Give me a small commercial of how you would present yourself with joining Sister United. Who wants to go first? This your commercial time.
My commercial time.
Okay, this your commercial time.
First, I'd like to say follow us on Instagram and Facebook. But if you're looking for a sisterhood, if you're looking for a place where you fit and don't have to try to fit in, but you'll fit in, Sisters United is absolutely the place and the opportunity to become a part of.
And I second that. I would just add, if you're looking to join a sisterhood, even if you're not familiar with what type of bike you may need, or you're not a rider or a cyclist, you can start off wherever you are, and everyone will just chime in and help you. Will help you get the things that you need. But you're not going to be alone. You're not going to be in the back by yourself. Deb definitely is not going to leave you. Deb checks in on everybody. So if you're looking for that camaraderie, join Sisters United. We're on Instagram, Sisters United. Sisters United Bike Club, I'm sorry. And also in our bio, we do have a form where you can fill it out and we'll get back to you.
Also, too, we have another biker up here, one of you guys, Jared McMillan. He's
J-Boy.
also watching the
J-Boy. Man, J-Boy is our boy.
Yes.
He's our brother. He's like a brother for me. J-Boy has helped me since day one. I mean, from putting air in tires,
Yep,
J-Boy
I see.
is just, there's not enough words because he comes out there and he does things that he really doesn't have to do. He'll tell you what kind of gear you need. You got to get those shoes. No, so he's very serious about the things that are needed, but he's very supportive and encouraging. With the hills, for me, he knows that's my tough spot, but he'll still push me. Garrett Mountain rides. J-Boy he's a brother.
Yeah.
And I like that because, like you said, you guys also have brotherhood who push you ladies as well. And I think
Absolutely.
even being out there, just out there in the world, in the streets and riding and have young men and men that you could look up to as brothers, as protectors,
Yeah.
you know, during those times of just cycling and just being out there and being very helpful to you. Somebody strong on the side of y'all. I think that is very amazing to have. So listen, to those who's out there, thank you all for watching. If you would like to join Sister United, or like they said, there's a whole lot of different bike clubs out there for you to join. But the most important part that we heard today, how it was very inspirational, how they have a sisterhood, how it, they gave us about the health vision of it, the supportive part, the different rides they do. Don't forget the price of the bikes. But they do got some cute gears. And if anything us women want to do, we want to be cute. So we'll pay for something cute. We'll pay for a cute gear, and I'm sure we'll pay for a cute bike. So listen, be sure to follow them on Instagram at United Sisters Bike Club on IG. And
Sisters United Bike Club.
Oh, Sister United Bike Club on IG. So once again, I want to thank Sister United Bike Club, the vice president and the president, and all your cycling sisterhoods that you represented and promoted and talked about, and the brotherhood. Thank you, ladies, for sharing my platform with me today, and just telling me about the cycling and the sisterhood.
Yes, thank you for having
us. And I hope and pray that your group, your sisterhood, it grows bigger and bigger each and every day. And because the things that you said today was very encouraging. And we also have people that's watching and saying how it was very inspirational to hear some of the things that you ladies were saying today. So thank you, ladies, once again for coming on Shady Talk Wednesday. And once again, happy Women's History Month.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.